What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of JT and Liz. I'm your girl, Jasmine T, and this is my co host,
Liz.
Hey. We are two friends who met abroad while teaching English, but we both live back in the U.S., unfortunately. But we do talk about our lives abroad all the time, so we figured we talk about it so much, might as well talk about it with you. Today's topic, we kind of have a topic, but before we jump into that, I have very good news that's actually related to the topic. Good news that I want to share.
Okay.
So you remember, you already know, but
Oh,
for the people, you're like, what? I thought I knew everything. But so I think it was like a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about like a big deal that I've been working on. So I buy and sell mobile homes. That's how I pay my bills mostly. We won't talk about that. I'm sorry. Oh, let me say, before people start thinking OnlyFans, I
That's
also
not about
do.
to say. Well, you should clear that up.
Yeah, I also do DoorDash on the weekends to help like fill in the gaps because it is sales, right? And it's like there's no salary. I'm self-employed. So, yeah, instead of digging all into my savings, I do DoorDash to help stay afloat. So, yeah. My deal went through. That's the good news. And I have paid off half of my credit card debt. So I'm excited. And yeah, your girl is actually like
That's
now
closer.
looking within the national average of credit card debt versus way above. So I feel lighter, and I'm actually now looking at ways. Now I'm actually like looking at my financial spreadsheet, and I'm like, holy crap, I can save now, and I can actually like I was thinking, oh, I might be actually able to plan a trip. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You
yeah, I
shouldn't,
haven't.
but yeah.
Say what?
That you shouldn't, but
Listen to me. So Elizabeth is also like not only my dating coach, but also my financial advisor. But we'll talk about it. I actually have a game plan. I haven't talked to you about it yet. That I might be able to fit like a trip in. But let's just say I've been feeling so much lighter that I
ways to spend money.
started looking at houses in Portugal. I think the website is Idealista. I'll put the link below, but it's like the Zillow for Portugal or whatever. So I started like daydreaming and fantasizing about, my goals. But
I
yeah,
mean,
so
well,
that
that's good for working things into existence and like
yeah.
goal setting. So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I'm in a good mood, man. Don't bring
Yeah.
me down. So so that kind of brings us into today's topic, and that is like what's stopping you from moving abroad. So for me it's very, very clear, my finances. So the first time I went back in 2016, like credit card debt, no. You know what I mean? Like in this house, I had a tenant. There just wasn't anything really holding me back. That dog was like, I forgot how old he was, 6, whatever, I forgot, but he was still young, and so now
Yeah.
he's 15, and I feel horrible if I,
Yeah.
leaving him or whatever. So now things have shifted, and yeah, so my finances mainly are what's keeping me from moving again. So, but I feel like I'm digging myself out. But anywho,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's kind of where I am now. Do you have any comments on that or?
I mean, I'm happy for you.
Okay.
It's funny because I remember during that episode, I was like I see this for you. Like I see like you doing all of this stuff soon, the planning, the moving, like. But
Mm-hmm.
I could understand how when you're in it, you don't. It's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and just more so like of where you are instead of like the future and keeping your eye on the prize, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a worrier, and I
Yeah.
stress hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same
And
way.
I don't consider it done until it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I could have homes under contract, and I'm like, but it's not done until it's done.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and so kind of what I wanted to say is like when I ask people what's stopping you from moving abroad, some of the
Mm-hmm.
common things I hear is just like family, maybe friends have opinions. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's finances, and there's
Yeah.
also fear,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that You know what? Out of those four, finances, family, friends, fear, what do you
Hmm.
think is the easiest to overcome?
I think it depends on the kind of person you are,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. If you're the kind of person who just moves in silence, I don't think other people's opinions is going to bother you. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do whatever you want because, and you just gonna say what you're doing after it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would probably say money. It's a tie between money and fear, and I
Mm.
think that fear, um, ultimately comes to like not being able to discern like if it's genuinely fear that you feel or just something else, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I mean, it's, the unknown and you don't know what's going to happen, but I think we can psych our minds into feeling, well, okay, let me just backtrack. So, I've been doing a lot of reading, right? A
You
lot of
you do
Brian
read.
Tracy, and it's going to sound unrelated, but so David Goggins, former Navy SEAL, I already know, but it's related. So he talks about a lot in his situation and trying to tell other people like how you could like fight through that first initial barrier of like pain when you're working out and just
Mm.
callousing your mind. He calls it your governor, like your mind. And it's like in charge of when you're about to do something scary or whenever you're feeling discomfort, it tries to back you out of that. So it
Mm-hmm.
sends like signals to your mind so that you would stop because it's your job is to keep you safe, keep things comfortable or whatever. And of course, I'm not like a former Navy SEAL or trying to be a Navy SEAL or anything like that, but I'm always like, okay, how can I apply this to like my life and stuff like that? And I did have a moment where I did need to apply this to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had like, thinking about moving overseas with the kids and everything, and it was just like, is this really, am I really doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're a mom and the kids are young. I had a little moment,
Mm.
and I had to tell myself, you know what, that's that governor trying to keep things safe and play things safe and
Mm.
not, don't want you to possibly face something that could be challenging and not go right. But I ultimately know, like, I need to ignore that and keep doing what I'm going to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I think for most people as well, especially when like you're the first person trying to do something like this, your mind is telling you, don't do this. You don't know anybody else who's done this. You don't know what's out there. Stay
Mm-hmm.
where it's safe. Stay home. Stick to what you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something important to try to remember and think about as you pursue these types of goals.
That's beautiful, Elizabeth. You did say, because you text me and you were like, I'm really addicted to David
I
Goggins. And
am.
I had to Google who he was. But
Yeah.
also, I'm laughing because you said, it's not like I'm trying to be a Navy SEAL. And then I just think about how many times you've just fallen just from like walking. Sorry.
And something else he speaks about that I think applies too. He says like most people are extremely motivated to do
Mm,
whatever their goals are until they speak those goals and those dreams and desires to other people, and those people
mm,
like say, kind of like bring it to your attention like the fears that are associated or the possible downsides that could come from whatever it is that you're pursuing, which kind of
mm-hmm,
ties back to kind of the point I made earlier, like what kind of person are you? Are you the type to move in silence? Because if you are, that's not really going to be an issue you have.
yeah.
But if you're not, then talking to people who have never done what you are about to do,
Mm-hmm,
or just real parochial in the sense where they just feel like they have no idea about what's happening outside of like, America, and not really concerned or anything like that. Their job
mm-hmm.
is to keep you here and to
Gotcha.
remind you of those fears. So
Mm-hmm.
it really depends on the type of person you are
True.
and just keeping your mind on your goals and not letting anybody else get into your head.
Right. Somebody else's ignorance can be holding you back
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then, so when we're talking about goals and stuff, like, because you and I have spoken before about like the fear of expansion, even when it
Yeah.
comes to like my business and other ideas that I have.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, moving abroad wasn't actually, I was afraid once. I was supposed to move to South Korea after I graduated from college, and then I did get cold feet.
Really?
And then I had the quarter life crisis, and I was just like, F it. And so then I went, years later, this is what happened. I think, so when I graduated, and then I was only supposed to stay in Charlotte 2 years, and then when I looked up, and it was 4, and then I was just like, whoa, I was supposed to do this,
Right.
and I haven't done it. And then I was just like, no, I got to do something. And it was like, go big or go home.
Yeah.
And so I kind of, revisited that idea of going to South Korea, and I did it. So, yeah, I think that's kind of important too. It's just like, okay, you might have been afraid once. Don't let that, like, maybe you had a plan to go last year, 2 years, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's okay to revisit.
Yeah.
And so
don't feel like it's too late.
Correct. And so that's the thing too, like, I want to go back abroad, but I want to go back in the different process this time, right? So before I was teaching English, I really didn't have I didn't have a plan. I just knew I wanted to leave. I wanted to explore.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to teach English. I've said before, like, I'm either looking at, depending on how mobile home sales go, golden visa, and that would be a lot of mobile home sales. But what's more, maybe within my reach is like passive income, which is when I went to Lisbon and like hung out. Well, actually, literally, I did research of the neighborhoods that I felt like I could afford that would fit me in Lisbon. And I stayed in 2 of them and then like explored. I was there for like a little over 2 weeks or something like that back in 2022. Yeah. So, and that way I would have done the passive income visa from the rental income from this property. And so that's like, I'm looking at that again.
Yeah.
The reason is Portugal is simply because their requirement, last time I checked, I think it was around 800 euros per month that you had to show. And I was doing that with this. And then the next up is like Spain. I think it's around, I'm making these numbers up. I'm not making them up. I'm not looking at them, but 3,000, I think it was like 2,800 to 3,000 euros per month. Okay. And I would need another rental property in order to reach that. Yeah. So it's kind of, but I think that would be better simply because my Portuguese is at 0.
Yeah.
Well, I could say hello, like bom dia or whatever. And then my Spanish, I took Spanish in high school, college, and it was coming back in Mexico, And so that's another thing I've been looking at too. Of course, I was looking at houses in Portugal, and this past week I was looking at like how to get like an accessory dwelling unit, an ADU in the backyard. It's like second rental income or whatever. So I don't know. I feel myself planning again, and even if I'm looking at Spain, if I end up reaching that threshold for Spain's passive income, it's like, okay, well, I need to go and explore Spain because I've never been, know? And so, all of these things are actually, they feel within reach now. And before I was just like in the trenches, still got some stuff to pay, but I see it doesn't feel as, so much now. I mean, it's still a lot, but
but I think though what's important to point out is that no matter how you felt, you kept going.
You
don't just be like, oh man, it's a wrap. Like I have to stop because I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and like that means that it's not gonna happen. Like no, feeling what I'm feeling, but I'm still gonna go ahead and do what I'm doing because the goal is to to
persevere for sure. And I'm you know what, kudos to you as part of like my support circle. You could say confidently, I see that for you, even when I can't see it. I just have a little bit more hope now.
Do you think you have more people who are not family seeing it for you? Do you think, or is it equal? Is it
no, so like my mother's side for sure. I think my daddy's side, I don't tell them because I think it scares them.
Okay. I can see that.
And so, but my mother's side, like my aunts will definitely just because they know how much I stress.
Yeah.
So they're just like, I have an aunt that'll send me little Facebook motivational things, you know? So there's no, how can I put it? There's no trying to hold me back in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I mean, like, they see it for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see whatever, how can I put it? They're so supportive, they see whatever I see.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Good. Yeah.
Which is kind of, at some point, it's like, if I say, oh, I want to be an astronaut, they're so supportive. Like, my mama just would probably be like, okay. You know? Like, nah, mama, tell me no.
That's good, though.
Like, I wish somebody would have told me no. Oh, God. I'm really talking about being supportive to a fault, but yeah, that's how supportive they can be, for sure. But yeah, man. I know we're kind of low on time today, unfortunately. It's Elizabeth's fault. But do you have
for good
any
reason?
Say what now?
I said for good reason.
For good reason. Yeah. We're not questioning you. We're not questioning your reasons. But do you have any thing you want to add to that?
I think another reason why people they may hesitate on moving abroad is because no one else has done it in their circle that they know. Mm-hmm. And so I've also been listening to a lot of Brian Tracy. He's like this motivational person who really teaches you how to visualize your goals and how visualizing and just saying things out loud and writing things down can help it come into existence and stuff. And he talks about how sometimes you might be thinking about something, you might have an idea about something, like, oh, why don't somebody invent this? And you just put it off, and then a few years later someone else invents that, and you never act on it because you don't have enough confidence to act on it. And how the person who ultimately did had enough confidence in their vision to do whatever it is that they sought out to do. And I think that applies to people who want to do something, whether it's just traveling overseas or living overseas, because that might be something that you have nobody else in your circle has done, and it's going to take you to do the research to figure things out in order to make it happen. It's a lot easier if someone else done it, so you could just oh, how'd you do that? Give me all your resources. But when it's just you and it pops in your mind, most people are inclined to think that whatever pops into their mind initially, maybe isn't good enough to act on unless they know it's already happening around them, So, and that could be the same if no one around you travels overseas, let alone lives overseas, and that idea pops in your mind. You might think, oh, that's crazy. Why would I think that? So I think that can be also a big hurdle too. And knowing it's a hurdle can help you realize, all right, that's just something that's something that I'm doing to stop myself.
Correct. Self-doubt, self-sabotage.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So on that note, I do think that that's a good way to wrap up. For people to truly write in the comments, what is stopping you from moving abroad? One thing that's really helped me with even with journaling, which Elizabeth finally got me to do, is when I write something out, or if I say it or I speak it to someone else. You can have all that self-doubt and self-sabotage pretty much just lives in you. And then when you start saying it, it's going to sound crazy, but you start to hear how ridiculous it sounds, how ridiculous your excuses sound. And I'm not saying that your comments will be ridiculous, but I think it's good to write it out and then, let people know, and we can maybe talk about it together. Yeah.
Somebody might see your comment and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see how that could be a problem for you, but you could do X, Y, and Z. Y'all can help each other.
Right. Yeah, y'all. Good stuff. This is a much lighter episode.
Yeah. Motivational, too.
But yeah, so go ahead. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please drop them in the comment section below. Again, let us know what's stopping you from moving abroad. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Bye.
Peace.